From Captain L.D. Harley to Miss Alice Harley.
Alice Waller lost count years ago of just how many times she has pored over these paragraphs.
It was just really a thrill to get a letter from him.
This particular note stands out among the rest.
Wednesday morning, dear Alice.
The author, her brother she hasn't seen in 50 years.
There's been plenty of thrills, but nothing serious has happened so far.
A man people affectionately call Duff.
After it's been a while, it's just really difficult to read.
Danville native Lee Dufford Harley, born in 1940, possesses a penchant for serving his nation and others.
About as perfect a young man as you would ever want to see.
Steve Turner.
There is Duff.
Recalls his best friend as always dreaming of a career in the cockpit.
I had aspirations to go to sea, and Duff to fly.
Duff's path toward his goal winds through ROTC at Virginia Tech and ultimately the Air Force.
He was just exactly what I thought a man should be.
The future officer sweeps Patricia Patton off of her feet at a college dance.
We got married Easter weekend on March 31st, 1961.
But with the winds of war howling in a distant place called Vietnam, Patricia and Duff's time together would be short-lived. Duff is ordered overseas in January of 1966.
He had been taught God and country since he was little.
Duff's younger sister rides with him to the bus station, and unsettled Alice bids farewell.
And I remember thinking, what do you say to somebody you love that you'll never see again?
At the airport, wife Patricia tries fighting back tears.
It was very difficult. Still is.
In Vietnam, Duff is tasked with a treacherous assignment. As a forward air controller, Duff flies an unarmed, slow-moving Cessna into enemy territory, serving as the eyes and ears for jet fighter pilots.
He made no bones about it that what he was going to be doing was a very dangerous job, and he may not come back.
Despite numerous close calls, Duff relishes his role in the sky.
But right now it looks like I'll probably be over here for the whole rest of my tour, and that'll suit me just fine.
In this rare recording, uncovered after sitting silent for years, Duff describes the beauty of Southeast Asia.
And I found this to be a very interesting place. I checked the temperature outside, and it was 110 degrees.
Just 5 days after making this audio tape,
May the 18th of 1966.
Duff takes off for yet another perilous mission. Somewhere over the border shared with Vietnam and Laos, enemy fire slams into his plane. Duff crashes into the dense jungle below. Search parties are dispatched without success. The 26-year-old pilot goes missing.
We all assumed the worst.
7,000 miles away.
And I knew.
3 military men deliver the distressing news to Duff's young wife, Patricia.
So it was a difficult day.
In Danville, word reaches the Harley household.
And all we knew then was his plane had gone down.
I wept when I realized what had happened.
Still, with no confirmation of Duff's death, loved ones pray he survived, possibly taken as a prisoner.
We didn't know exactly what we were grieving for.
But in 1975, at the end of hostilities, reality sinks in. Their pilot, husband, big brother, friend, was not coming home. For half a century, the family of Lee Dufford Harley has endured the unthinkable, losing a loved one without a body to bury, to mourn. On a sloping hillside at Arlington National Cemetery,
It's very peaceful.
under an aging tree in Section H at marker 203, surrounded by the fallen, you'll find a marble stone dedicated in Duff's honor, but an empty grave sits below.
He's with his military family, and that's been helpful.
50 years later, those who knew Duff still cling to a thread of hope his remains will be recovered.
Well, love never dies. It just doesn't.
Until they know what happened on that fateful day, Duff's family will cherish his jacket, Purple Heart, and their memories.
All of us are getting old, and Duff is still young.
Well, it looks like I'm down just about to the end of this thing. If you get a chance to make the tape, I'll be real anxious to hear from you again.
I love to see, you know, my name that he's written out.
For Alice Waller,
Sunday, I flew my 100th combat mission.
one artifact means more than most. Duff's final letter would arrive days after he went missing.
It was very difficult, but yet at the same time, it was like he was reaching out. Tell everybody hello for me, or as we say in Thai, Sawadi, Duff.
All these decades later, it's still the last tangible link to her beloved big brother.
But it's just really hard to believe that it's been 50 years. Who would ever have thought that it would be this long, and we still don't know. We still have questions.